You're welcome back to the program. We're moving on to another issue, which is security. And we know that that is one of the yardsticks which is used to measure the performance of any government. And President Muhammadu Buhari's administration is no exception. Well, in the president's Christmas message to Nigerians, he also took some time to warn those working against the peace and stability of the nation, especially insurgents, terrorists, armed robbers and kidnappers, including economic saboteurs. He advised them to retrace their steps or face the full wrath of the law. The president adds that if the culprits refuse to heed this call, they will meet their end, as the armed forces, the security and law enforcement agencies are poised to confront and defeat them. The president also asked Nigerians to live in peace with their neighbors, irrespective of their differences, strengthening the bonds of brotherhood and good neighborliness, and focus on all that binds us together as one united country. So that's the message from the president, of course, and a lot of issues have been raised. Let's see what our prospects are tonight with a security expert. We're being joined by Colonel Yomi Dare this Christmas. Good evening and thank you for joining us.
Merry Christmas, Kayode.
You can say that again. So let's begin with the president's statement. And, you know, there's a security strategy, definitely. There's a part where you make statements, you spring into action, and you have your apparatus in place. So from this statement, how potent do you think it will be in our whole security architecture?
Well, I want to believe that it's a very welcome development that the president has made it very, very clear. In my opinion, he has not only warned these troublemakers, he has also given a marching order to the military and all the law enforcement agencies, you know. And as a rider to that, you would have noticed even recently that there is, you know, a rejuvenation, a rejigging of the security impetus in terms of like the police. The president went to personally, you know, launch the new equipment that the police just acquired. And that will really go a long way in helping to fight crime. So I want to believe that it's a work in progress. We are not there yet, but we'll surely, we're right on course.
Right.
And it's a welcome, it's very, very apt. As far as I'm concerned, that's very apt.
So speaking of the course, this journey we're on regarding security, let's look back at the year 2019, which we're still in, and some of the issues that came up. For this year, perhaps one of the biggest security threats was kidnapping. It was a major talk. I mean, if you check around, you see different cases of kidnapping every other day. And the big question for a lot of people is, why this year? I mean, how did kidnapping become a major thing for the country this year, especially because now the president has given a statement and we're looking to resolve that. But what did we miss such that kidnapping became a thing in the country? Well,
there's been a lot of analysis in respect of this very germane question that you've just put forward. I want to believe that chiefly or primarily the main cause of this is due to the massive unemployment, okay? And then with arms, you know, finding their ways into wrong hands. And kidnapping has become more lucrative than even armed robbery because people don't want to lose their loved ones. I mean, the moment, you know, they miss their loved ones for even hours, they start panicking. In fact, in most cases, you find out that some of these kidnapping are not even reported. The people just quietly pay the ransom and let it go.
Now, you have highlighted one cause, which you think is unemployment. But then people will say, so there's a cause and the reaction, and then you keep getting that chain reaction. So when we started seeing this trend, do you think we rose up to that responsibility? Now I'm talking about the security agencies. Did we rise up enough to that challenge of kidnapping? Because it all of a sudden became a trend.
Yeah.
Did we rise up enough to it?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
So what should have been our response?
Well, that's part of what you are saying right now. I mean, with the government paying more attention to equipping the police, which is the primary agent for law enforcement and security, okay? And of course, also enlighten. There must be proper enlightenment, of the citizens, even right down to kindergarten stage. There must be civic education such that if you see something, you say something, okay? So security should be everybody's concern.
And I think that ties, pardon me, that ties into intelligence gathering. Because that has been a major issue. I mean, if intelligence gathering, for a lot of people, if we had gotten it right, then perhaps the kidnapping space will have reduced drastically. So talking about intelligence gathering, how are we doing in that light, and what more do we need to do?
Well, you just took that out of me. Yeah, I was just going to talk about intelligence. Yeah, that's okay. I was just going to talk about intelligence gathering too. I think a lot needs to be done. We need to do more in that direction. Okay, the state governments, the local government, they all have responsibility here. People should be empowered, okay? I mean, there's a vote, there's a security vote. We all know that there's a security vote. It should be judiciously used. We must step up, accountability, okay, and responsibility. So people, they should encourage, when people want to give information, information is key. A lot of people who are roaming about, even some of the people riding Marwa, some of them could be engaged, as agents who can just give you information on things happening. And of course, that again boils down to issue of community policing. Okay, community policing. It's not when the people who even wear police uniform or they are recruited into police force. Policing, the word policing. So these people should join hands with the formal security agents to gather information. So, and then we need to spend money. Okay, we need to spend money to get this.
You have sort of highlighted some of the issues which we should look into. But now, people look to the government, especially the president. Anytime any security issue happens, you see people calling on the government and the president. So now the statement has been put out. What should follow in terms of, perhaps top to bottom approach? So this order, who does it go to? Who is meant to carry it along? Then how do we start seeing it in fruition? What should follow this particular statement?
Well, like I said to you, it's a marching order to all the heads of the military and the security agencies, okay? And they should also get their men together and make sure that it goes down the ladder.
You think this ties into that security strategy?
I believe so.
Because I remember we discussed the security strategy, and one of the issues that came up was, the social aspect, talk about unemployment and what have you. So as we're given the orders also, the area of unemployment still pervades, 23.1% unemployment rate in the country. So how do we balance it on a final note? Well,
the government must also wake up.
Yet again, the government.
The government must wake up. And then aside that, well, when I say the government must wake up, for example, how do you expect, because another school of thought is, people should wake up and get themselves something to do. But how do they get something to do when the infrastructures are not there? For example, there's no power. I mean, most of the things you want to do are tied to power generation, okay? So how does the man, maybe the organizer, or someone who is an iron bender, how does he get to operate his machine? He needs power, The battery charger needs power, okay? Right. So a lot of these things are tied also into infrastructure. And then the roads too, our road network, we need to improve on that. Because you find out that most of these hoodlums too, they take advantage of the poor state of the roads. And that's where they go lay ambush.
So it's meant to be a holistic approach.
Holistic approach.
Wow, it seems we have our work cut out for us.
It's a holistic approach.
Definitely, but we'd like to thank you so much.
But I want to believe that 2020 will, maybe we'll get our bearings right.
I heard the maybe part. Well, we hope for the very best. We hope to actually do things to ensure that. But we'd like to thank you so much, Colonel Yomi Dare, for joining us this Christmas. You're already in the Christmas mood, I can see from the outfit. So I wish you a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
So that's our show for today, everyone. But don't forget, you can always watch this on our YouTube page, definitely, and other episodes. There you have it. Just go to YouTube and search Channels Television. You get access to our content. And by the way, they are amazing content. So that's our show tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, I am Kayode Kikiolu. Have a Merry Christmas.